going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City transfer update. I am rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the whole January transfer window for you guys to stay up to date every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. 400 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. Finally, this video is sponsored and brought to you by KitBag, where you guys can go and check out this season's home shirt with another discount applied. It's now less than £35. Do go and check it out. Links and details, they are in the description. And a big thank you to KitBag for sponsoring this video. They've got other wonderful deals on other Manchester City shirts and merchandise and so much more. Do go and check it out. Links and details, they are in the description. So we've got no contract news, so we're going to dive straight on in with the outs, and we've got the latest on City youngster Divin Mukasa. Now, he's attracting interest from Germany and the Netherlands. Bayer Leverkusen, they've made a shortlist of young midfielders that they want to sign, and Mukasa is on that list. It's believed that Ajax over in the Netherlands are also interested. I don't believe that Mukasa is yet on a professional contract at Manchester City, so a deal would not need to be negotiated by Bayer Leverkusen or Ajax. I presume that they're going to put him on a professional deal. It's normally when players get to around 17 years old that players are put on professional contracts, so they just have to pay compensation rather than negotiating a transfer with Manchester City. It may take, if City do rate and want to keep Mukasa at the club, to put him on a new contract, a professional contract, which would tie him down for a few years and would also see him earn a bigger wage. And also, if there was to be a transfer for him away from Manchester City, it then would give more control to Manchester City, as that would have to be negotiated rather than a compensation package agreed with what the length of contract is. And it never ends up being all that much, if I'm completely honest, but that's just how things are when it comes to academy players. Manchester City take some of the very best talents from around the globe and pay compensation and bring them to the City Football Academy, the CFA, and vice versa. Teams that are willing to give young players minutes and starts from an early age are able to prize some of the biggest and best talents from the biggest and best clubs and bring them to them and develop them nicely into world-class professional football players by the time they get into the late teens, early 20s. So that might be the case here with Mukasa. We will have to wait and see. Now, moving on, we've got the latest on Kyle Walker at 7:30 p.m. GMT last night. Confirmed Kyle Walker has signed for AC Milan on loan for the rest of the season. There is an option to buy for €5 million, which could be taken up at the end of the season, depending on how Kyle Walker performs between now and the end of the season. I wanted to thank Kyle Walker for all of his efforts at Manchester City. He is Manchester City's best ever right back that I've ever seen. He's arguably the best ever Premier League right back as well. And he has given Manchester City fans a tremendous amount of joy over the years with how successful he has been. And I wish Kyle Walker the very best of luck on his move to Milan. I hope that he gets everything that he wants from his transfer there. And I'm also thanking him for all the memories that he's helped to develop for me and for all the other Manchester City fans as well. Kyle Walker leads for AC Milan. Thank you, Kyle. Now, moving on to the ins, we've only got one transfer to speak about, and it's an update on Sverre Nypan over at Rosenborg in Norway. Now, Ole K, Sagbakken, a journalist in Norway, has said that Nypan flew to Manchester last night. He's a central midfielder, 18 years old, Norwegian, plays for Rosenborg. They're wanting £10 million for him in this window. There are many top clubs that are interested. He's flying to Manchester, which is seemingly suggesting to me that Manchester City and or Manchester United are going to be talking to the player. Manchester United are interested. Manchester City are definitely interested, and it has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano that he has landed in Manchester last night to talk with Manchester Manchester City. Manchester City are going to present their offer today to Nypan. They're going to show him around the City Football Academy. They're going to show him around the training ground. They're going to show him around the club. And Manchester City are going to try and work on tempting Nypan to the club with the amount of competition that we've got for him. I imagine that Nypan will be present at Manchester City's game today against Chelsea as well, to show him around the Etihad Stadium, to show him what Manchester City look like as a club that's trying to compete in the Premier League. And there's no better way to be able to see it for yourselves than attending a really big Premier League game at the Etihad Stadium. So I presume that Nypan will be there watching to see if he gets a good feel for the club or not. Now, his representatives are speaking with numerous big European clubs, in particular 3 in England. City are one of them, United will be another, Arsenal are the other confirmed team interested. David Ornstein has said that Arsenal are stepping up their talks to try and sign him. He's got plenty of interest. He wants to listen and look around all interested parties before deciding on what he wants to do next, and this will get sorted before transfer deadline day for this window. Now, James Olley over at ESPN have said that Manchester City see him more as a City Football Group signing rather than a Manchester City signing. Now, for me, I'm trying to break this down into a translation, because I highly doubt that Man City are going to be able to tempt Nypan to the club if we're going to say he's a player for the City Football Group rather than for Manchester City. Manchester City are the biggest and most successful club in the City Football Group, so Manchester City will want the biggest and best talent, which Nypan clearly is. And if Arsenal come in and say that they're willing to see him develop and hang around their first team with a view in the next 12 to 24 months that he will be an Arsenal first team player, he's going to pick them over being a player for the CFG, where he could be ferried around between Girona and Estatoire, elsewhere, and Manchester City. It all gets rather confusing. This, to me, would make more sense if Manchester City give him a straight contract and say, we want you, but you're going to spend X amount of time on loan at another City Football Group team, which is what I think James Olley's trying to get at with this. So I've heard, and what's been suggested is that City would sign Nypan and then offer him to Girona on loan, where he would spend the remainder of this season on loan there. And I would presume for his development, he's only 18 years old, that Manchester City would want him to stay at Girona for a further season, so a season and a half of La Liga football, see how he develops, and then assess, do they want him around the first team squad? If he ends up going to Girona, getting the minutes and impressing between now and the end of the season, I wouldn't rule out Manchester City wanting to bring him back, because Manchester City are crying out for central midfielders, and bringing someone in like Nypan would make sense. It brings the average age of the squad down. It gives us competitive competition in our central midfield. Of course, he plays as a number 8, so İlkay Gündoğan leaves at the end of the season. We've got a player here who's maturing, developing very nicely, who in the next year or two could be the perfect İlkay Gündoğan replacement for Manchester City, available for just £10 million. So Manchester City will, I don't need to hope that they're going to, they will try their hardest to try and bring Nypan into the club. Fabrizio Romano seems pretty confident that Manchester City will be able to put forward a really good proposal which will at least tempt Nypan to the club, could even commit to Manchester City. And it's interesting that David Ornstein mentions Arsenal specifically. So what we're getting here is very much a transfer battle between Manchester City and Arsenal when it comes to the signing of Sverre Nypan from Rosenborg. We're looking at £10 million, really exciting transfer. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on the video. 400 likes is the aim. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Daily Manchester City transfer updates coming throughout the whole January transfer window for you guys to stay up to date with here every single day on YouTube with all the latest City transfer news. So subscribe, it is free. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out KitBag, today's video sponsor, where you guys can go and check out the Manchester City home shirt for this season, available for less than £35. Links and details, they are in the description, and a big thank you to KitBag for sponsoring this video. And I'll see you all again religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. I will have a live watch along as well today for Manchester City's game against Chelsea in the Premier League. The link to that is already out on my channel. If you want to go and set your reminders, we can chat transfers on there. If you so wish, do come and join me, set your reminders for that. And I'll see you all again real soon. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.